A storm was already brewing for Edmund Dantès. The captain of his ship was secretly a Bonapartist conspirator, loyal to Napoleon even in exile. As a faithful sailor, Edmund simply obeyed orders and carried Napoleon's letter to Marseille, unaware of the trap it would become. At the docks, he meets the love of his life, Mercedes. But behind her stands her mother, wealthy, proud, and blinded by material comfort. To her, Edmund's virtue and honesty meant nothing. While Mercedes loved Edmund for who he was, her mother could only see what he lacked: money and status. In her final moments, she made her daughter promise something fatal: to marry the Count of Monte Cristo, a man of wealth but no soul. The result was years of betrayal and a hollow marriage, born not from love but from fear and pride. Meanwhile, Mercedes saw what her mother never could: that Edmund's humble family, poor as they were, lived with real joy. Their small celebrations, their modest meals, carried more truth than all the feasts of the rich.
I like your friends. They aren't just pretending to be happy, they really are.
Betrayed by 3 men from his own community, Edmund Dantès, even after being falsely accused and thrown into prison, endures his suffering. And there, in the depths of darkness, Providence intervenes. He meets a saint, the old Abbe Faria, a man who not only knew the treasures of the spirit, but had also once known the riches of this world. Through wisdom, patience, and love, the Abbe passes on everything he knows to Edmund: philosophy, science, languages, but above all, the path to live again. At first, Edmund thought his life had ended inside those stone walls. But after meeting the Abbe, he realizes that even in death there can be resurrection.
Edmund, if you can only see, death is so beautiful.
When his mentor passes, Edmund inherits not only his knowledge and a treasure map, but his vision that death itself can be beautiful, because this world is not our final home. Rising again with the ancient treasure of tradition, now armed not only with knowledge but with material wealth providentially placed in his hands, Edmund Dantès returns not merely to seek revenge, but to restore justice. He uses the very tools of his betrayers: greed, vanity, and ambition, to make them fall into their own traps. When he finally meets Mercedes again, he's deeply moved, yet doesn't allow anger or bitterness to consume him. Instead of focusing on his own pain, his mission becomes larger: to bring balance back to a corrupted world. One by one, he confronts his 3 enemies. To Mondego, he offers flattery, the same language Mondego once used to deceive others, and exposes his web of lies, ambition, and betrayal, until the man collapses under the weight of his own corruption. To Danglars, he presents temptation itself, baiting his greed, and when Danglars realizes that his wealth has vanished into nothing, he too destroys himself, undone by his own vice. And of course, as a great fight for justice, the film will end in court, judging Villefort, the fake king prosecutor. And just as it happens to all of us, even though everything seemed to be going according to Edmund's grand design, life itself once again disrupted his plans. When he meets Albert, the son of his beloved Mercedes, Edmund realizes the young man is noble, pure-hearted, and honorable. Ironically, Albert deeply admires the mysterious Count of Monte Cristo, unaware that he is admiring the very man his father once betrayed. After his father's humiliation, moved by a sense of duty and honor, Albert challenges the Count to a duel. Though this could ruin years of careful planning, Edmund agrees, not out of pride, but so the boy can preserve his dignity, showing that he wasn't concerned only with himself or with having everything go exactly as he planned. And later, in the courtroom, standing before his final adversary Villefort, Edmund has every piece of evidence to destroy him completely. Yet, he hesitates. He doesn't want Villefort's innocent daughter, who loves Albert, to watch her father be condemned and suffer for it. But then, in one of the film's most symbolic turns, it's the younger generation, Villefort's daughter and Albert, even though it would be a big cross for them, who agrees with Edmund that justice must still be done and Villefort had to pay for his crimes. And so, like a true hero, He exposes Villefort's crimes before everyone, not out of hatred, but in pursuit of truth and justice for the entire community.
I am exposing criminals, not for their sins against myself, but for their black injustices to others. Not only for what they have done, but for what they continue to do. They are the ones devoid of all humanity, the ones that profited by the sufferings of others.
Free at last from remorse, anger, and the illusions of vengeance, Edmund's mission is complete. He can finally return to Mercedes, not as a man clinging to this world's riches or revenge, but as one who used every gift and treasure God placed in his hands to fulfill his mission on this world. Having done that, he can now freely love. And around him, through his mission fulfilled, justice, peace, and joy are restored, not through vengeance, but through redemption. Because everything can be taken from us, but if we hold on to love and use every gift and everything that happens to us for good, then nothing is truly lost.